morning to all of the honorable judges. I am Cheng Hui Xiong from SMK Tinggi Sarikei. Today I would like to present my actual research report, Effectiveness of Neodmagforce Kits for Form 5 Chemistry Students in Mastering Structural Isomerism. Many students are facing the difficulty of visualizing and naming isomers of organic compounds in SPM chemistry syllabus. This actual research was conducted to find out the effectiveness of innovative Neodmagforce kits for Form 5 chemistry students in mastering the structural isomerism. This actual research involved two Form 5 classes. The finding obtained from comparing the data among pretest, post-test, and retention tests shown that the Neodmagforce kit is effective in helping the student to master the structural isomerism. Isomerism is one of the Form 5 chemistry syllabus, topic 2.3, which is very interesting and mind-challenging topic for dummies. This is the first topic of organic chemistry in SPM level. Most of the teachers teach the isomerism using molecular model kits. I realized that molecular model kits has many limitations after using it. Witness number 1. Molecular model kit is a pricey item. The allocation funded for chemistry panel by the Ministry of Education is not enough to buy this molecular model kit, as our priority is given to buy the chemical and apparatus for laboratory work. A class of 30 students need at least 3 sets of molecular model kit. This is the molecular model kit we bought in year 1996. And it cost us about ringgit Malaysia 128 ringgit. And now in year 2020, it costs 326 ringgit 93 cents in Lazada website. The second witness, constructing isomer using the molecular model kits only involve low order thinking skill. Each carbon atom has 4 ready-made pinholes. Hence, students just need to make sure all the pinholes are fully pinned with the plastic connector without counting it, just like the photo shown in diagram 2. Witness number 3. Using molecular model kit may lead to misconception. The pentane shown in the textbook, as shown in the diagram 3, is different from the zigzag shapes of pentane built using molecular model kits shown in diagram 2. The student hardly spot the difference in straight chain hydroisomer and branch isomer. The student always forgot to count the number of hydrogen atoms in an isomer molecule. My research objective: I would like to find out the effectiveness of Neodmagforce kit in mastering structural isomerism for Form 5 chemistry students. And secondly, to enhance the student understanding in structural isomerism. This research involved 40 Form 5 chemistry students, and it consists of 11 Chinese boys, 28 Chinese girls, and 1 Iban girl. This research was conducted by dividing students into 2 groups according to their class. 5A class consists of 23 students, will act as control group, while 17 students in 5B class will act as a manipulated variable. The students in 5A class will learn isomerism of carbon compound using conventional methods, that means using molecular model kits. And 5B class will learn the same topic using Neodmagforce kit. Observation is conducted in classroom as well as by comparing the marks obtained by the student based on the pretest and post-test. Then the data was calculated in percentage. Observation of student behavior and responses during teaching and learning before and after the research was conducted. Before the research, both classes 5A and 5B learned isomerism using molecular model kits. Table 1 shows the steps used to review that problem. The method I used to identify the problems: first, I check the exercise book. The second, quiz. And the third method, interview. 15 students were picked randomly and interviewed to find out the problems. Problem analysis. From checking exercise book, quiz and interview, I found that many students made mistakes in drawing the structural formulae of branch alkane and alkene. During the pre-test quiz, I noticed that many students easily confuse if a straight chain isomer is drawn in zigzag structure. And then from the interview, I found isomer is confusing and the naming is difficult because students hardly identify the position of the branches. I had implemented the Neodmagforce kit as a learning aid in my chemistry lesson. During induction set, I divide my students into a group of 3 or 4 students. Each group is given a set of Neodmagforce kit, and then I will explain to the student how to use the Neodmagforce kit, and then students are allowed to try to build isomers using the Neodmagforce kit. These are the components of Neodmagforce kit. The red rod magnets represent the single covalent bond between the carbon atom, the blue represent the double bond, and the yellow represent the triple bond. The stainless steel ball represent the carbon atom, the green magnet ball represent the hydrogen atom, and the red will represent the oxygen atom. Students need to rise or lift up the structural isomer that they built after completed. If the structural formula turns back into the previous shape, that means they are not new isomers. This boy constructed a structural formula of C5H12. This is a second structure constructed by him, and then he assumed that these are 2 different isomers because the shapes are different. After lifting it from the table, they turn back into the same shapes. So now he knows these are not isomers. This is another structure of the molecule C5H12 constructed by this boy. After lifting it from the table, it does not turn back into the straight line. Then this boy will learn what is meant by isomer. Pretest is a quiz test conducted right after the lesson of learning isomerism. Postest is a topical test carried out a week after the activity. Observation analysis. During the lesson of using the Neodmagforce kit, students show curiosity and excitement to play and explore the concept of structural isomer. After 2 slots of lesson using the Neodmagforce kit, I discovered that most of the students easily construct various structural formula of a particular alkane and alkene, and they are able to name it correctly. This is the table of analysis between pre-test and post-test. I try to find out the students that show increment more than 5 marks after the activity. For the group of students using the Neodmagforce kit, 68.42% of students show increment more than 5 marks. This is a pre-test and post-test comparison bar chart. Only 6 out of 19 students from 5B scored 80 marks and above during the pre-test. And then 19 out of 19 of them scored 80 marks and above after using the Neodmagforce kit. And then the result in the retention test show that 19 out of 19 still retain the knowledge. Reflection of my research. The data shows improvement in student achievement after a lesson exploring structural isomerism using the Neodmagforce kit was conducted. The data obtained from the retention test conducted a month after the post-test indicates the student had mastered the concept of structural isomerism. When students master the concept, teaching and learning in chemistry class, especially the organic chemistry, become more interesting and fruitful. Suggestion of my future research. To make the teaching and learning of chemistry more interesting, the following suggestions are highlighted. Using the Neodmagforce kit in learning balancing chemical equation, and hopefully the Neodmagforce kit can be used as a teaching aid to teach the chemical properties of organic. The reference that I use is the Manual Kajian Tindakan published in year 2008 by Bahagian Perancangan dan Penyelidikan Dasar Pendidikan Kementerian Pelajaran Malaysia. Lastly, thank you for spending your time in watching this video.